Hi, my name is Sahan Karimi, and I'm AMO's engineer working on the frequency performance payments reform. This video is part of a series that AMO has produced to help stakeholders understand the FPP reform. Each video focuses on a different aspect of the new arrangement. In this recording, I'll be explaining the frequency measure, or FM. The information I'll be presenting is intended for a broad stakeholder audience and is an overview only. We recommend that participants should read the Frequency Contribution Factors Procedure, FCFP, to understand more details. As part of the FPP, we need to assess the frequency performance of the units in the system. So we need to have a measure for frequency that shows the need for increasing or lowering the frequency, as well as the scale of that need. Frequency measure is the metric that is defined to show the need to either increase or lower the frequency. A positive FM means the frequency should be increased. On the opposite, a negative FM means the frequency should be decreased. The larger the FM, the bigger the need. So for every region, we use the frequency deviations, or basically the deviations of frequency from 50 Hz to calculate the FM at each 4-second interval. We calculate the FM by applying an exponential weighted moving average function to the negative of frequency deviations. Here, you can see the equation used in this calculation. In this equation, alpha is the smoothing parameter that adjusts the relative emphasis on the timing of frequency deviation, and for the purposes of FPP is set to this value. So in simple words, FM is a smoothed version of the negative of frequency deviations. This figure shows the frequency measure and the negative of frequency deviations over 8 trading intervals. As can be seen in the figure, the FM is a smoothed version of frequency deviations, while there is still a significant correlation between the frequency and the FM. When frequency measure is positive, the frequency should be increased. Conversely, when FM is negative, the frequency should be decreased. So a response that decreases the frequency would be considered helpful. While the frequency measure is formulated to indicate the need to raise or lower the frequency, in some instances, it may not be a reliable indicator. Therefore, we detect these instances through a set of conditions for the frequency measure, such that if conditions were not met, the measure would be considered unreliable. In such cases, there will be no frequency performance calculated, and therefore no FPP trading amounts. This can happen, for example, when a significant number of raw frequency data points are bad quality or missing within a trading interval. These conditions can apply under different scenarios and separately for raise or lower regulation FCAS requirements. You can find more information about the FM in section 4 of the procedure. One condition that applies separately to raise and lower regulation FCAS requirements is shown here. It specifies that frequency measure for raise regulation FCAS requirements is unreliable in a trading interval if there are fewer than 7 4-second intervals where FM is positive. An example of this can be seen in the trading interval ending at 4:10 p.m. Similarly, frequency measure for lower regulation FCAS requirements is unreliable if there are fewer than 7 4-second intervals where FM is negative. In this figure, this happened in the trading interval ending at 4 o'clock. Another FM condition specifies that frequency measure for raise regulation FCAS requirements is unreliable in a trading interval if there are no 4-second intervals where FM is above 0.01 Hz. Similarly, FM for lower regulation FCAS requirements is unreliable in a trading interval if there are no 4-second intervals where FM is below minus 0.01 Hz. As you can see in this figure, this happened in 3 trading intervals over the 40 minutes. I hope this information has been helpful. In the following videos, we will focus on different aspects of the FPP reform. If you require more information, please visit AIMO's FPP project page or email us at fppconsultation@aimo.com.au. Thank you.